Hey friends, we are looking at the CaDA 1/8 scale BWT Alpine Formula One A525 car. This is the car from season 2025. The set number is C64012 from CaDA, and it has 2,173 pieces. Here on the cover, you've got a couple of the drivers. My understanding is it's Pierre Gasly, who's a number 10 car, and the other driver there is Franco Colapinto, and he is the 43 car. And this model does give you the opportunity to choose which car you're going to do. So with CaDA's series like this, of course, this is all Technic build. And in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the parts so you get a sense for what you're in for. And then we're going to flip through the instructions so you can get a sense for the pacing, the steps, and where everything happens. We will save the review of the full car for a different video. So this video is really for people who are thinking about buying this car, this model, and you're not sure what you're going to get. You know, what is the overall quality, what's printed, what's not printed, how are the decorations handled, how are the different functionality handled. So that's what this is for. And so I've taken out the parts from the boxes. This is box number 1. We'll call it stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 for the different boxes. So then that first stage, you get bags 1 through, I want to say 1 through 3. And then for this one, you get 4 through 8 approximately for this second stage. The final box has your tires, it has your wheels, it has your halo device, and it has couple of tubes as well as a placard. So let's take a closer look at all of those things. So here, right off the bat, all the decorations that I could see are printed, which is terrific. So you don't need to apply stickers to anything. And notice also that they've pre-printed it across multiple parts. So that means they're going to line up perfectly when you go to put them on your model. And as far as I could tell, the only place where you get to choose a car number is here. So here we see number 10 and number 43. And again, it's also reflected on the boxes. The boxes are really cool with that photography on the other side, but great that they did that. So I believe this is the only place that you'll be able to pick a car number, and that goes right here, right in the front there. But I don't think you're picking a car number anywhere else in this model. So obviously lots and lots of Technic construction. Here's one of your rotors. Here's the spring, super kind of short spring, way shorter than I expected. But you know, the car itself is really low to the ground, so what are you going to do for suspension? You don't really need that much travel. Here's the brick separator. That's pretty typical for CaDA. More of those printed parts. This blue is really nice. I do like the combination of the blue and the pink. And the pink printing versus the pink part colors, not quite a match. The printing could be a little bit more saturated, but not bad overall. This is probably one of the only places where they're printing pink. Everything else, it's actually done. These two parts also have car numbers. So here's a 10, here's a 43. So I just found another spot, and then here also a 10, and I'm assuming there's another one that says 43. So there's a 43. Yeah. So yeah, there are a couple places where you've got that. All right, and then tons and tons of body parts too, and then lots and lots of your standard Technic pins. I'm going to see a lot of those in here. When we dig into the instructions, we'll get a sense for how much of the gearbox is simulated. This kit does not have any motors or electronics of any kind, so that's something to keep in mind. It's what they would call a static model. You get your tires, and so the tires say Pirelli. They're yellow. My understanding yellow is medium compound, and the rears are thicker than the fronts. and they're completely smooth. Here's a look at the fronts through the bag. And let's look at the wheels. So here's the front wheel, here's the rear wheel. You see there's definitely a size difference or width difference. There's the back of those. Your halo device has some printing on it too, right along the edge there. So I'm assuming that's authentic to the vehicle. Obviously this is licensed, which is terrific. Great for CaDA to do that. Here is the placard. So it says CaDA BWT ALPINE Formula One Team, the A525 here, and then more branding right there. And then this is a photograph of the race car, and that's against a really nice big tile. So I'm assuming you get to build a little stand for the placard too. All right, let's take a closer look at the instructions. All right, so the instructions, it's a single book, really thick matte finish, perfect bound, and I don't know if there are digital instructions, but I'm assuming they're available on CaDA's website, which is right here, Double Eagle Group. So, and then photography right up in the front, information, team profile, beautiful car. Look how low that is. I think this is previous iterations of that car is my guess. Your two drivers. Pierre Gasly, his career stats. That's nice. Franco's career stats in here as well. Is this the two different cars? This might be the two different cars you get to see. And then top down, more images. This, wow, this is really interesting. So I think this is actually half real car, half model. Yeah, that's what they're doing here. So this is the real car, this is the model. It's actually taking me a second to know which is which. I mean, they did a good job. Has a detailed Venturi channel. Check that out. That's the model. More images of the model. Information about how to build, how to use the brick separator. Oh, and then it calls out the parts that you get to swap out to do a 10 car or a 33 car. So it is those three pieces. 1, 2, and 3 are what you get to swap out. All right, so then jumping into the instructions, as far as I can tell, they're really generously paced. It's not like, 40 parts to add in one step kind of thing. And then because there's generous physical spacing in the print, you can see what kind of pin you're trying to put in. So I appreciate when they do that. All right, so it looks like you're building out, I don't know what you'd call it. Is it a chassis? It's so long and narrow, I almost want to call it a fuselage. But I think that's not the right term. Looks like there is some sort of gearing happening. I don't know what this is right there. We'll see what that turns into. And we're not going to look at every single page so that this video is not 40 minutes long. Oh, so there is what is that? The differential in the back there? I did notice the springs are hidden in the body. They're just like tucked in there. So it's somehow transferring that or upward travel through and into here to help create that suspension. That's fascinating. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that works. This is a simulation of the motor, I think. Yep, goes in there. I think we're working on the front of the car now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so the front of the car clicks in. It's got this universal joint. Connect them together. The underside, yeah, the underside is super flat. They even took time to do shaping there and get that Venturi channels in there. Pretty cool. We don't watch a lot of F1 in our house. I have buddies that live and die by F1. We have started watching Drive to Survive on Netflix. And I think we're on season 4, or 5. The thing is, we lose track of what season we're in because of the confounding way Netflix shows their episodes. They do not show you the episode, the season and episode number until you click into it. So it's really hard if you haven't watched the show in a month or so. It's really hard to keep track of which one you had just seen. Maybe it's just us. Let me know if you have experienced that with Netflix, where you just lose track of where you are because of the way they present the shows to you. Oh, here, yeah. Well, I like this. How it's like a really clear, like, pick this or pick this. And the whole field is a different color that you pick. Wheels and tires are going in. There is a buildable placard stand. Oh, there's like a hand of God kind of steering thing in there too. Yep, that's for steering. And then what is this trying to say? Something moves forwards and backwards here. All right. Oh, does it? Oh my gosh, does it move the? Is this an active? What do they call it? DRS? I wonder if that controls the DRS. That's kind of cool. Here's your inventory. All your parts, lots and lots of printed parts, and there's the end. All right, there you go. So I hope you got to see everything you wanted to see. Like the video if you like it. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be able to keep sharing interesting sets like this. Thanks so much.